Hello, this is Dr. Barry Cooke. Now, I'm going to speak to you for just a few minutes on building teams. Now, in the 25, 26 years that I have been responsible for helping people build teams, I have found that there's several common mistakes and several common success factors. I'm going to begin to lay groundwork today on team building. Now, understanding that basically there's so many different definitions out there together, everyone accomplishes much or whatever. Team, everybody's got these little acronyms for the word team. And basically the bottom line is to work as a team as individuals working together to accomplish the same goal. Now, this may sound very, very loose to you. However, you have to understand that there's a vast difference between being a work group and being a team. Understanding this, you see, the majority of people that come together, whether it be a department in a church or a department in a work setting, is you find out that the focus of the group is basically someone's telling them what to do and they're accomplishing the objective. And you see, the function of a team in a general scope is to, number one, to train people. The primary responsibility of a team is to equip people, to train people, to build people, and to provide a socialization for individuals as they accomplish an objective. Now, a lot of people don't want to deal with that. However, you have to understand that in the long term, working with people has a lot to do with morale, maintaining and keeping morale going in order to do future projects. That's why many times people pull together a team for something, and after they have the event, everybody disperses, nobody wants to be involved again, because the dynamics of teamwork were missing. So we're going to discuss in this series of lessons building strong teams. You don't want to miss it. Now, today I just want to give you just a couple light things before we get into some of the meatier elements of how to build teams, how to keep teams, how to deal with problems in teams, and how to recruit people for teams. Understanding everything that happens successfully in a team happens because of the way in which people were recruited to work on that team. That's right. The methods, the communication, the clarity, the results, the kind of people that you want, the time involved, the space involved, what activities will be involved, what's going to be required of them is all something that is covered up front. The problem is most of the time we're just trying to stick somebody real quick on a team or find somebody that's our friend and put them on a team, so on and so forth. But that's not always the best thing to do. So three real simple things. Number one, in understanding what a team is real simple. But number one, it's basically putting people together to do work. Now, this may sound simple, but you're putting a group of people together that can work cohesively towards the same objective. That's number two, is having an overall common purpose. Understanding that we all understand clearly the big picture, the components that it takes in order to bring that picture together, looking at an overarching process, breaking that process up into events or small portions in which, as a team, we all work together to see that those parts are accomplished. In a team, you might have separate roles for a few minutes, but basically you're all working together to accomplish that overall purpose, which is number three, being mutually accountable. And that's the part of a team. Some people say, I was sitting in first class flying overseas one time, and I was sitting by an executive for a very large company, and he was talking to me, what do you do? I said, well, I help people build teams and get teams established within their churches and their businesses and stuff. And he said, oh, I hate teams. They don't work. Nobody's ever responsible in team settings. We had a long dissertation in which I learned a lot from perspectives, both from understanding why sometimes teams don't work isn't the people's fault. Sometimes it's the leadership's fault, which in this case was the situation. By the end of that flight, which was a long one, 9-hour flight, we were able to kind of get a deeper understanding of what we were looking for. And I believe he was off a great start when he got back. Not just because of me, because of the insights he already contained and the problems that he had in morale and in motivation because this lack of teamwork was there. But everybody participates in helping reach those objectives. Let's learn how in this next video series on teams.